Those are two neck-breaking subjects.
Mm-hmm.
You know your power-ups. Use the right tool for the right task. I have a
Mm-hmm.
problem with using a screwdriver to flip pancakes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Welcome to the welcome to this episode 5 of Life's a Game. This your boy B.A. Wiggler, aka Zeke Melon Ninja Mutant, and my other
This is B Hunt, aka the Silent Prophet.
oh,
Holla at me.
and it's going down, man. We sure appreciate y'all for joining in, man. Welcome to the next episode of Life's a Game. In this episode right here, we're gonna be talking about game is over is not over. It's just a chance to start over better, right? You
You're
never
correct.
so you
You never lose. Never lose till you quit.
right, and have to know your power ups, the right tools for the
Mm-hmm.
right task. But I wanted to jump on something. I wanted to show you something. And this is just a little snippet. Do you ever look at life or you like, let me see. It was just an ironic comparison that I had found between motherboards, computer systems, and life.
Okay.
Okay. Predominantly, if you go out and you're just buying a motherboard, not
Mm-hmm.
no special motherboard, no, you're just going out buying a motherboard for a system, buying a circuit board, a PCI slot drive, buying some kind of card or something for a system or a board for a system, computer system. Generally, what color is that board?
Green.
Green, right? Okay. Then generally, from what we know from science and what we know from stepping outside, what we know from just looking at this place, generally the ground is what color when we look at it damn near anywhere. What color is the ground?
All right.
What does it have on it? What's
Okay, the gray. Okay, so green.
green?
Yes.
It's usually grass, damn near Greenland. They even got a quote, a word for it saying Greenland. Greenland, the plains. Mainly plains are filled with what kind of grass? What color grass?
Green grass.
Green grass. All right. Boom. And so then when you look on a motherboard, you also got these obstructions. Some of them may be capacitors, some of them may be hubs, some of them may be circuit little
Mm-hmm.
conductors or whatever.
Resistors, transistors.
Resistors, transistors, these are all different places that represents storing places of power. And then these storing places of power all have their own individual functions.
Mm.
That represents places out here on the green ground. Before people broke up the ground, they had to dig into the dirt. Most of that ground had green grass on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you want to go to brown dirt or sandstone dirt, when you crack a motherboard, the inside of it is like what color? Like a yellowish film, brownish film color.
Correct.
Right? These capacitors and hubs, semiconductors on top of the motherboard all have their own individual functions. Those act as the gas stations, the apartment complexes, the grocery stores, the highway lanes, because the ones and the zeros have to move on those little lines on your motherboard. They have to move, the ones and the zeros and electric current have to move on those little lines in your motherboard to get to the different hubs of energy places, energy storations, to be able to use whatever that place the energy is stored for its function, i.e. the video card, the CPU, the hard drive, the power supply. Each video card you have, Bluetooth capabilities, different hard disks that you put inside of it. All of these different things are hooked like buildings and plugins to the motherboard. So it's like the computer is basically a microcosm of what's really going on in real life. Because just as well as you have RAM slots, you have warehouse factories.
Yeah.
Pump out clothing, pump out cups, pump out dishes, pump out plates, pump out petroleum, pump out all of these essential needs you need. RAM basically takes that random access memory. Over here we have random access memory of how to make tissue. Hush. We have random access memory of how to make tissue, random access memory of how to make cars, random access memory of how to make tools, random access memory of how to educate kids, random access memory of how to go to college, random access memory of how to take courses, random access memory of how to do a whole lot of stuff. Just as well as we have a random access memory on this computer.
Yeah.
So that we can pull that information and disperse it to other hubs to better strengthen those other hubs for the information that they're or the function that they have. Basically, what I'm saying is it's crazy how I looked at the motherboard, and because the first time I took a flight to LA, this what brought it to me. First time I took a flight to LA, I was flying over the ground. And when I was looking over the green plain of the city, I'd be damned if that shit looked just like a motherboard.
Yeah.
You just got different hubs over here in the city doing this, and then here goes some green, and then here goes another little spot of hub or something doing something else. All working to make a city flow, to make a computer flow. Thus you have Zoom. Our beautiful faces. Welcome to the lives.
Okay. Respect.
But anyway, what's going on, Brian?
It's true. Ain't that much going on in my world, man. Just existing. Place there's no space and time, you know.
I don't. Likewise in my world, man. Nothing too much, nothing different. Just taking care of the kids and going in on the dreams. You know what I'm saying? Making them realities. So,
yeah.
That's what I do. So, I have a lot of friends of mine, and a lot of people I know, rather, that I'm sorry, my dog. You gotta get this dog. I'm playing. I'm gonna cut that out. It's
okay.
Stop. Sit down. Stop. You're gonna go to the crate. Stop. My bad. I got a lot of friends that and a lot of relatives and people that move through life or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And as much as they probably say that they don't give up, some of their actions show that they kind of letting off, stirring off the course and the path of what they initially set out to do. Even myself, sometimes I have a mission, something that I'm setting out to do, a course and a path that I'm setting out to take. And sometimes I might take an L and I might, fall off of an unknown cliff, or I might go in too hard on the enemy thinking that I can destroy this enemy with the resources that I have, only to come, face to face with my fate. And then I say that that's it. Yet, I'm still living.
Yeah.
Is it really it from that point? Is it,
No.
If I'm still living, am I done?
You're not done.
Is anybody else who is, going through life and they keep feeling like they take L's, but they still living, are they done?
And they can be done if they choose to be done. But long as you haven't made the choice to be done, you're not done. You just at a really at a crossroads. You can pick up what you got here and continue forward, or pick up what you got here and turn back. Or just accept where you are at that place, at that point, and just be there. But ultimately, every decision has its rewards, its downfalls, it's like the pros and cons that come with it.
That game ain't, you still got a chance to beat that game. If that console still work,
You
if
still
that
beat it.
cartridge or that CD is still turning and it's still moving and working, you still have a chance to beat Star Wars on Super Nintendo, as hard as it is.
Yeah.
You still have a chance to beat that game as long as you still living. If you're not dead, it's not over.
It's not over.
And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna give y'all a secret. And I shouldn't even be confessing this, but I think I told you already, Brian. I never beat God of War 1 God mode.
And this is why it's not over. You can just go back.
I got the resources right up in the closet. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I got that information that I need. Whatever you was facing, you might never succeed at doing that, but it's something still burning inside of you that want to continue forging forward on that path of something you set out to do. Even probably when you was a teenager in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, you wanted to still do that. And it's something that can be done. You still got that console. You still have that CD, meaning you still have that body, the console.
Correct.
You still have that CD or that cartridge for the game, that frame of mind. To go back and play that game again. And this time see if you can go the full length to beat it, because I got God of War 1 in the PlayStation 3. I don't have a PlayStation. I think it came out on PlayStation 2, didn't it? God of War came out on PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, it started on PlayStation 2. I don't have a PlayStation 2, but I got a PlayStation 3 with a remake of God of War 1 and 2.
No, so you get to go.
I'm good to go. That's always there, is my point, is what I'm saying. As much as Mario may have jumped off the cliff,
Yeah.
because you thought you could make it. You thought you could make the jump. Or he threw the turtle shell, didn't know, because he didn't cover that amount of ground yet. He didn't know that there was a little block on that side of the screen yet. But the turtle knew it was there, and it went there, and it bounced back real quick, hit Mario, and he... You still get to start over. Most of the time, most of y'all savvy gamers, y'all know how to store up 500 and 600 and 700 lives.
Especially on Super Mario World. Yeah.
You get to start over. You get to try again. You're going to need this, Billy, because I don't think that wire works. There you go. I just threw it over there on the floor. You're going to need that. They get to start over. And most of the time in our life, we like to say that, you know what I'm saying, just because we took an L or just because something happened to us, we feel like that's the end. We feel like, even though we invested 3 or 4 years into something, and then, bam, we come to a hardship. We take a loss, we take an L or some deter our path or get in our way, of, an obstruction stands in our path. We say, damn, it's a loss, it's an L or whatnot. That's not necessarily true.
Not at all.
That's when you got to go into that bank of all them lives that you stepped on that on that turtle shell. On stage 1, you stepped on that turtle shell and kept boom, boom. At stage 1, remember, you stacked up all them lives. You stacked up all them chances when you said that was something you set out to do. You knew that at that point, even through the span of 99 lives, one of these times I got a hit, right?
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
I feel you.
That's how that video game sometimes, and that's why you got so many people that are a success that play video games. Because sometimes, even if you do think about it, life is a game.
It is.
You
And
literally
you
can
never
think,
and you never done with the game till the console turns off. Till your life force is gone. You still playing the game. And don't get it confused. You could be playing the game and feel like you're not playing the game. You know what I'm saying? You could go from a CEO of a Fortune 500 company to, some guy living out of box under a bridge and feel like, oh, it's game over for me. But that's false because you're still here.
hey,
And you're still here. You can still make moves on your behalf to alter your current state and put you in a better position for tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? You can achieve that level of success again as long as you breathe. Colonel Sanders, I know he was 60 plus when he finally had his major break with KFC.
really?
Just think go look it up. Just think if he would have quit. And we're talking about a dude who went to prison, you know what I'm saying, had all kinds of hardships and failures in his life. But he didn't stop. Persistence is key. Continue. Long as you putting forth effort towards whatever you're trying to achieve, there's no doubt in my mind anyway that you can achieve that.
You plug that, you get yourself plugged in. You get yourself plugged in. You get yourself plugged in into what it is that you set out to do, into that first thought, that frontal cognitive thought that you said, that thing that you set out to do. Get yourself plugged in. As long as that electric current is flowing through you, I promise you, each one of them hubs, the motherboard, each one of them hubs, the PCI slots for all of the different RAMs, the power supply, the CPU, all of that, everything inside of your body is getting that energy, and you can go forward. That energy is moving you forward, pushing you forward, giving you that fire that you need to keep going forward until you get the red ring of death.
Even then, you can come back.
Xbox. Watch this here. Or until you get the overheated Dreamcast. You get the overheated Dreamcast that stops on you.
Yeah.
But even still, like Brian said, even still, you can take that to somebody and get it repaired.
Yeah.
You can take yourself to somewhere within and get repaired. Hold on.
Yeah, you can definitely get repaired and put yourself in a better position. That's the way it works. Long as you understand that until it's over, it's never over. You always determine when it's over. Only outside force determining when it's over for you, outside of you, is a casket. That's
or whatever unfortunate situation may happen. But most of the time on this plane, on this side of the ground, we ain't thinking about death. We ain't thinking about the ultimate loss. We might be stressed out sometimes about, what might happen to us, good or bad, within a situation. But a lot of people ain't walking around just permeating the thought of death. I hope it ain't a lot of people thinking about death. So you should be okay, man. And this is the word, because it's a lot going on right now. The reason I'm saying this right now is because there's a lot going on. People losing jobs. COVID got people being X'd out. I heard a article today, 75 different jobs that are not going to be needed. And it was like personal assistants, physical trainers, what else they said? A lot of tactile contact jobs, masseuses. They were just saying different little jobs that are just gonna be outed because of the world thing that's going on. But brother, look, even this right here might seem like a calamity Gannon. But this ain't the end either.
No,
This ain't the end.
because all right, look, I'm gonna dive into it specifically for certain ones that you just named. You said personal assistants, right? They out. You just gotta alter the way you do things. You might not be the personal assistant who sit at the desk at the office. You may be an online personal assistant because the main issue that you got right now is that personal touch. You like I'm physically in the space with you, and that's probably in their mind putting them in harm's way. So
Right.
you may have to go online. You just got to rethink and re-strategize and then attack. That's the whole way. When it comes to personal assistance, we already see like your boy Mike Rashid online and various other fitness aficionados out there trying to get people in a right shape, being personal trainers. You know, not only is you actually going to the physical facility, minimizing your output and studying your growth, you could potentially create your whole little online situation, online brand, and give people the videos, create your little app, and then boom. Now instead of the teachings you giving only reaching one person, now I can reach 100 people with one video. All they got to do is download the app.
And
So
even on the alternative of that, if you think like the way that I think, because I believe that having that person next to you
no,
and connecting that heart with somebody makes what you're doing much easier to do. It's much more efficient, and it's much more vitalizing to do it with somebody. For instance, I'm gonna tell you, I can jog alone, Brian.
no,
But if you came along, we probably jog along further. You know why?
no.
Because it'll be two of us not wanting to give up on each other.
Correct.
So you're not gonna want me to get on you about stopping, and I'm not gonna want you to get on me about stopping. So guess what? Even if it's just 15 minutes longer, just that unspoken thing, because our hearts are connected next to each other, it makes us run 15 minutes longer.
Right.
That's what they're trying to get at. Now, even with that, there's a way around that too. Your trainer, if y'all are running, he can run a little bit ahead. He can run a little bit behind, as long as y'all are connected.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just thinking outside the box.
I would definitely tell him to run behind though. That way
behind,
he can see you and be like and give you that correction. Hey,
yeah.
Or shoot, it's two sides to the straight.
Yeah.
I'm running on this side, you running on that side. Hey,
Yeah.
I see you slowing down. You see where I'm at. Keep up.
Yeah. And you never know who you'll run into. Keep shopping the market. You might run into somebody who'll be like, you know what? I don't believe in all that COVID stuff, man. And I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to disconnect us as humans, but that's not going to happen. But I do have a program that I curtailed that keeps me 6 feet away from you, but I'm still in the same room as you to give you that voice motivation, to give you that heart drive.
To push you.
You know, but they say, and I don't want to stay on that, but they were just saying that a lot of different jobs are going to be cut out of the market because of what's happening with COVID. And I'm here to tell you, no, sir.
Oh.
That does not mean you still cannot achieve in whatever it is that you're doing. Like Brian said, you just have to find another way.
That's all it's about.
What you're doing.
So you just like you said, you gotta put yourself in position to win. That's the key thing. You already know the odds that are stacked against you, right?
Mm-hmm.
But all that's telling you is you know what you need to succeed. If somebody got 100 hurdles in your way, you should probably figure out how to run a hurdle. If somebody, you know what I'm saying, if you running out there and you know it's raining outside, what you do? You put an umbrella up and get a raincoat. Right. So long as you understand what you up against, you can put yourself in position to win regardless.
Straight up.
They telling you, yeah.
You got something to say, my bad.
Oh, I'm saying that's when you go into, okay, now that I'm sitting up here trying to figure out how to win, once you figure out once you know the enemy, if they telling you, hey, your biggest issue for the next 10 years is they finna eliminate your job today. And you've spent your entire life building up this knowledge base to service people in this way. Your objective at that point is to acknowledge the imminent threat, which is the loss of job, which is loss of capital.
Yeah.
And one or two things: elevate yourself to a position where you found a new situation or a new method of making money, or find a way to bring back your customer base and make them understand that I'm still of value to whatever you're doing. I just can't be of value in the way that I was originally. Now I'm still valuable because, like, even with personal training, it don't matter what you do. It's still gonna be people who need to get in shape. I need to get in shape right now, so I know there's a lane for you. It just not be it may not be a lane in which you're familiar with at this point. You know what I'm saying? You just went to Mario and found the secret stages. They're a little bit harder, but once you get to the end, they're gonna give you that the sign in the coins. You are a great player, you know, because you changed the game. That's just all it is.
That's all that is. It's a lane for you out there.
It's a lane.
Way out there. Just don't give up. It's not game over until the motherfucker. It really ain't game over until the system shattered.
Yeah.
It really ain't game over to the system. Basically, it ain't game over until the system dead. You got like,
right.
And that roll over into this last subject, and we're gonna let y'all go. Knowing your power ups.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
All right.
The right tools.
The right tools
for the right task.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, look. I'm gonna just break this down real quick and easy, just in case it have to cut, just in case it have to move. Let me tell you something out here. You know what you can do, what you're great at.
Mm-hmm.
I know what I can do and what I'm great at. At the time, I wanted to be in the music. I wanted to rap. And I still like to do music and stuff like that. And so I still use what I'm about to tell you right now. I'm real good at putting raps together, flows and bars. What I'm not good at is composing, engineering, and making the beat to a song. Right?
Right.
So, young man, I'm gonna tell you this: if there is a young man, this for y'all. This for y'all, young man. Look, if you didn't get that calling to make the beats, or you didn't get that calling to arrange songs on this indefinite program, that ain't your calling. If your calling was just to mix the flows together, young brother, just mix the flows together. Just put your flows down. Go find somebody that make the beat.
Mm-hmm.
Go find somebody that engineer it. You work your little job and just kick that little $25, $30 an hour studio time to the I'm telling you, you will make so much more ground that way. Instead of trying to say, you know what, these cats don't like me, or I ain't got time waiting on them. I'm finna go get my own computer and make my own beats. That's where me and a whole lot of people that might not admit it to y'all,
Mm-hmm.
a whole lot of people messed up right there, because we started trying to do everything because we wanted to keep it in the circle and help ourselves be great.
Mm-hmm.
Should have just grind harder, get that little money, and pay somebody else
Mm-hmm.
to let them play their part. If he can arrange songs, master the music right, let him do it instead of me sitting up trying to go through these books trying to learn shit.
Mm-hmm.
Power up. Use your tools. Know the right tools for the task that you into. What you think about that, Brian?
I agree with you 100%. When it comes down to allowing somebody else to do what they're good at, you got to also take into account, no, if it's not your calling, if it's not really what you meant to do or what you're going to put your primary focus towards, it's going to be very hard for you to beat out somebody who lives and breathes this stuff. So he over there, he making beats and whatnot, but he decide, oh, I'm tired of him doing the rapping, so he gonna try to write his bars. He automatically put in a bad position because he got to play catch up from the beginning. he got to go through and try to figure out, okay, first of all, he got to figure out how do they even start. When you
Mm.
talk, you got to figure out your bar count. You got to figure out your subject matter. You got to figure out a whole bunch of things as a beat maker, because a lot of the stuff in the beat making world don't necessarily apply to the writing world. So you ain't gonna be 100% committed to either one of these art forms now. You're no longer 100% committed to the beats that you're making. You know what I'm saying? So that eliminates you from being that Dr. Dre you was probably trying to be. Then you remove yourself from the you took half the energy you was putting for your beats, and now you put that half into writing raps. And but the guy you had before was putting 100% into that. So it's far more beneficial for you as a person to pick your lane and dig your heels in and ride that out. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
It's
yeah, man,
yeah.
it's freeing up your energy, man. I was reading a book not too long ago. I was reading in the book and they were talking about how to really break it down, every little thought uses a piece of source energy that you have.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So when it gets to these things like, daily tasks and uh, what you know how to do versus what you don't know how to do, sometimes it's always better to seek out somebody else who specializes in something that you need. And don't feel like you less than an achiever when it comes to the women. Don't feel like you less than a man when it comes to the men, that you have to reach out to somebody. Look, if you don't know how to lay shingles, brother, it's nothing with reaching out to somebody. You don't have to. The plumber is the main thing with people. If you're not a plumber, brother, don't go in there trying to mess with your girl pipes and stuff up under that. She'll appreciate you if you just spend the 159 and call a plumber. It's okay. Call a
Bro, let
plumber.
me explain this to you.
You're not a plumber.
So
Go ahead.
I had it. I forgot who wrote it was a book that this dude wrote. I'm gonna have to figure it out. Let me get to the subject though. Let me get to the meat though. So he was sitting there talking to this guy. He was asking him, "So, how much time do you spend cutting your grass?" And the dude was like, "Oh, I spend anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half cutting my grass." He's like, "Okay, cool." He said, "How much do you make hourly?" And the dude was like, "Oh, he was very profitable, very he made a lot of money." So he's like, "I'm making like 35 an hour, so whatever." And then he said, "So you spent an hour and a half cutting your grass. So basically, you spent close to $60 on your grass when the neighborhood kid would have cut it for $20. You got a $40 deficit just cutting your own grass. You ain't saving no money."
$40 every week and a half.
Yeah, every week and a half, you get a $40 in the hole, because instead of going out and doing what you good at, you would rather sit back and try to cut your grass, which is what he's good at.
Yeah.
And if you let him cut the grass, he gonna benefit. But even then, you still gonna benefit, because what? You just got $40 richer for letting somebody else do their job.
I'm not lying.
Let them do their job.
Man,
That's the key.
we just dropping that game on young folks. Like, seriously, man. I mean, you look at a tree. You look at a tree, when you look at it, it branches out. And other branches grow out to grow out to grow out to grow out to bloom leaves and stuff everywhere else. That's the same thing as far as your nervous system. If you open your arms up and look like this, you was able to get an endoscopic view of you, you look like a tree. That's the explanation of what life is. It's telling you, connect with other people. You're good in this, you're not good in that, but you need that to make this stronger. So
Yeah.
just go tell him to do that, but give him a little coin, give him a little rupee, and he'll get that done for you. And don't be afraid to use your money. Don't be afraid to spend your money on stuff you love, man. I'm telling you, we dropping game. We dropping game on young folks, man.
Mm-hmm.
We
Think
dropping
about
game on y'all so y'all don't waste time. Just get to it. Get to
no.
what you do.
You gotta think about it like candles, bro. So you as a candle, you already lit, right?
Yeah.
and you're only gonna light up so much space as a candle. Now somebody brings a second candle into the space and they tell them you need to light up this part. A fool would be like, well, I already got a candle lit. Let me just grab this candle and walk over to that space. And now this candle's lighting up that space. Now you're leaving where you came from in the dark. That still need to be lit too.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to dim your light to take that candle, light the new candle. Because that's what the funding does. That's what money does. You gave this guy enough energy to spark and start. So now he's lit over there doing what he's doing and he's bright. You over here, you just as bright as you was. And it seems overall, with two candles lit, you lighten up more surface area. So now you lighten up a room. You went from lighting up a spot to lighting up a room just because you was willing to share your light with another dude. And it never dimmed you. It actually increased your brightness. So
Yeah,
just focus in.
increase your brightness.
And just because, like I said, everybody you put in position, there's another position that you don't have to cover, which gives you more time to focus on your craft. When you're 100% focused in on what you got to do, you're making everybody better. The lineman ain't worried about what the quarterback doing. Their primary focus is, I just need to protect him so he can get his job done.
I'm just making sure I guard what's right here in front of me because I know what's behind me need to be protected.
Now just think if the receivers was like, oh shoot, the quarterback need more protection, and they instead of running their routes, they drop back and try to play lineman.
Woo!
So now you're looking at it like the quarterback, like you thought you was helping, but now I don't have nobody to pass to.
And you done got injured because you down here where it's tough, rough, fast,
it's speed, a different
big
thing.
Body zone. You lanky and skinny. You supposed to be on the fly, so you don't get hit and tackled too hard. But you came back up here with Brutus, 300 pound of muscle.
No,
you done came back here and now you done got hurt.
All because you too busy. You won't let somebody else do their job. You're too busy trying to be everything for everybody.
I knew of a young group in Dallas. They had I ain't gonna say their names for the sake of because people whoever might watch this might know. I ain't gonna say their names. But they had this one guy or a couple of the guys they had and a few girls they had could rap like a motherfucker. I mean, I'm talking about some Sister Act 2 type of theatrical rappers that could really put some shit down. But then they had this engineer that could make the beats and engineer the songs right. Okay? And they was a good team. But the engineer started to see that the rappers were probably getting more notoriety because they were frontal on the beat. The engineer started seeing that, they're a little bit more frontline and out there and getting a little bit more attention. So guess what the engineer started to do? The engineer started to try to rap and rhyme, even though the engineer could rap and rhyme essentially, and they could do that, but and I watched him. This engineer seen that the calling for that person though, for that person individually, the engineer, was that was where you were supposed to do. Because I watched this engineer one time. He let some people come in. They was drinking, smoking, they was having a good time and stuff like that. And they were all just passing the mic around and just getting on there, just dropping their hottest flows and yada, 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 whatever. And then after everybody had got drunk and fell out or whatever, and they left, went home or whatnot, they all woke up and they all came back to the engineer's house like the next day, 3, 4, 5, 6 o'clock later on in the night. And an engineer had a song put together to all of that melancholy camaraderie and Sebastian that they was doing. The engineer had a song concocted and it sounded like as if they was up there structuring their raps and making a real fucking song. It was dope. I was like, yo, I was there that night. Homeboy was messed up. He did not say that. But the engineer was so good, he would go into the song. And if you said Goro, say you said Goro, but you stumbled over your words a little bit, you said Gomo. But you said over here, I'm down the road getting money. I'm on the road getting music. What he would do is go over here, pull the road off of you saying, I'm on the road getting music the right way. He would pull that sound. He could literally go get your sound, your voice sound, exclude the beat and everything else, pull your voice sound over here, knowing that you wanted to say like Mortal Kombat on Goro, but you stumbled over your words and said, because you was drunk, you stumbled over your words and said, I'm Mortal Kombat on Goro. You messed up because you was falling off of your freestyle and y'all laughed. You fell off. But when you came back, he pulled the road from over here where you said it the right way, put it right here, tied the beat in it, and it sounded like you never even fucked up. I got a song right now I can show you that he did it for me. But you know why they broke up? And I ain't know the guy like that. I wasn't, I was just dibbling dabbling and stuff like that. And but I watched this group. You know why they broke up? Because after a while, the engineer started wanting to be the rapper. He just didn't play his part, not knowing that when we think about Cash Money and that music and them beats, who the first person we think about when it comes to them beats?
Manny Fresh.
Manny Fresh. I don't care about Lil Wayne. It was DJ Manny Fresh.
Anytime you want Wayne at his best, he go and get Manny Fresh. He gonna go do that. They had this situation, but when he dropped that Go DJ, who he gonna get?
Oh, and that was later in his life. That was like what, Carter 1 or 2, or was that?
That's the Carter. That's the Carter 1.
Carter 1. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, Go DJ.
That was later in his career. That was way after Hot Boys, huh?
That's when all the falling not happened and everything. But he was like, okay, for me to revamp myself and make me the Wayne that everybody else know, because I remember Wayne Block is hot.
Yeah.
But for y'all who know Wayne right now, Weezy.
Yeah.
When he needed the revamp, he was like, I need to go back and get that boy who put me on first of all.
Yeah. I need to go where I know who he know how to do that. I know how to do this. And we done proved it over the last, 10, 15 years. So
easy.
We just gonna go back over here. We're not gonna try to do nothing new. We're not gonna reinvent the wheel. We just gonna put that bitch on and just roll.
Go hard. You do you, I'm gonna do me. And that's what happens.
And that's what happens, man.
That's what happens. When you get that, like when you go back, because a lot of people got a lot of flack for the previous Nas album, but now when he got what is that, King's Disease? He even got it's a newer producer. It's a Hit Boy, but Hit Boy studied the game, and Hit Boy understand I'm a producer. That's what I do. I'm not trying to be the rapper. I produce, and so he was able to take somebody who had a classic flow like a Nas and give it a new sound. He was able to say, okay, when Nas is rapping, he don't need all that glitz and glamour, all this extra stuff layered up on the beat. Nas is the instrument. It's a true instrument. I just need to layer up stuff around it to fill in those spaces when he's not talking. And right now, people talk about King Disease is going to be a classic. It's going to be one of the best Nas albums. I mean, it's already out, and I played it myself.
Right here, because I never heard it. I just queued it up. So when I end this stream, I'm going to go ahead and get on some Zelda, and I'm gonna play. Well, I'm probably going to go ahead and try to get on this and edit up some videos. I'm going to listen to it, because I never listened to the King's Disease, and I heard
King's Disease go hard.
Yeah.
They do go hard. Also, somebody I feel like who did it well was DJ Khaled, who I felt like messed it up. Was somebody who, wasn't in a at that point they weren't in a bag because they was trying to take multiple people and lump them all into one type of style. It was Kanye West who was doing that
You
whole.
know? Or was he
That's,
not trying to just bring multiple styles together to bring about a new style? That's
no,
what
no,
I'm
no, no.
because
He
all his songs went hard where he had features. Even when he went over to his Mexican music or that type of stuff, that Pitbull type of music, even
no
those collabs was
Khaled, Khaled, Khaled never fell off. Khaled always been. I'm talking about Kanye West right now.
oh
Kanye West, when he started doing that, he wanted to make CDs with only 7 songs, and he was forcing everybody on his label to be in that. Like, these are your parameters.
okay, yeah.
I was like,
Yes, yeah.
you don't do that to a Nas, bro. You don't come in trying to figure out how he gonna structure his CD. Let him structure his CD. Let him make his music.
Yeah.
And only thing you need to do is figure out, well, how can I, using the light that I have, make his light brighter? Instead of trying to overshadow Nas, because you're not gonna do it. Let Nas be Nas, and you as Kanye West step back and just be Yay, who did I make beats.
So many people let selfishness and stuff get in the way of just shit being great, man. Like I got this one thing I say about the Lion King. Have you watched the new Lion King?
No, I
No,
I
don't.
I wouldn't.
No. Don't watch it. Just don't watch it. Like, how old is Beyonce? Let me ask. How old is Beyonce?
No, I don't know.
Let me find out. Let's find out how old Beyonce is. Beyonce age 2020. Beyonce is 39 years old. About 39 years old. They're gonna say about on Google because they don't want to reveal a woman's age. But 39 years old. So that means that when Lion King came out, she was a child like us, sitting in the living room watching history at its magnificent glory take place, right?
Correct.
So when she got that script in the mail of the request for her to do Nala in that, so in my opinion, she should have vehemently disagreed and told them, look, if y'all continue on with the production of this goddamn movie, I'm gonna send so many bees from the hive to y'all that y'all goddamn grandchildren are gonna need goddamn litigation. I'm gonna beat y'all shit like Clint Eastwood did that goddamn person's car in Hollywood in Warner Brothers. I'm gonna beat your car. Like, don't do this. There's no reason to mess with the Lion King.
None.
Brother, it is horrible. It is the epitome of horror. And Beyonce playing Nala in it. She should have said, no, I'm not finna have no parts in this.
Yeah.
I do this. What was the point I was trying to make with this? Because we were talking about something. The point I'm trying to make basically is stay away from classics. You gotta carve your own way, man.
Right.
That's what we were trying to say. Carve your own way. Leave the Lion King alone, man. The animation of the Lion King,
Beautiful.
Timon's face, Pumbaa's face, Nala's face, Simba's face, all that animation stuff added to the emotion of that movie. But when y'all try to bring it to live action, you can't get the same expressions from these animals in live action that you can get from somebody's drawing. And Brian, you an artist.
Yeah.
Know that if somebody tried to take your work and the emotion that you put in a piece that you drew, you drew a piece. And you knew the emotion that this piece was trying to convey.
Mm-hmm.
But then they took your piece and they tried to put it in CGI with a real texture, a real life texture. So they used computer, but they put my real life skin on it and tried to give it that same emotion that you gave it in that original. It wouldn't be the same.
It's not the same.
Not the same. That's what I'm saying. Use your resources, man. Use what you're good at. Because Hollywood ain't doing it all great. That movie may have topped some records and stuff like that. But to the true fans,
It wasn't that.
Lion King.
You know what? When you take it and you go back to, you remember Lion King had that Broadway show, right?
Mm,
That was okay. That took it, and it was like we got people on stage and they wearing these masks, and the masks not even really face movements ain't really happening like that, but it's new and it stayed true to the script. And you know, I mean, it varied a little bit for the most part. It's a classic. If you
and
want to
it's
see it,
Broadway.
it's
Broadway
Broadway.
was out before Lion King.
Right.
Broadway knew how to take things and put their own Cirque du Soleil twist on it.
And
They
they
knew how to do it.
created some
That's
they
different.
created some classic.
You know, yeah,
But like
yeah.
you said, like right now, I mean, R.I.P. Chadwick Boseman, but you know they was trying to take Beyonce and put her in the new Black Panther that was coming out, and I was like, why?
Why? Why?
Don't get me wrong, I ain't got no issue with Beyonce and what she do, but at a certain point, I respect you more as a singer, and I would prefer you just be a singer. Oh, not just be a singer. You can be a singer, fashion designer, fashion model, all those things. But when it comes to acting, there's people out here who devote their entire lives to being an actor.
Yeah, man.
They can do that role better. You only getting certain roles because of your name,
Your name. Yeah.
and that's not
Yeah.
that's not giving us the
Magnetism
best
around
product.
you.
Right.
Can bring so many people to something, but we won't necessarily get Robert De Niro, Capone quality from
You ain't
it.
gonna get. You ain't gonna get
You're
no.
not gonna get that.
You ain't
not
getting
gonna
no Jamie Foxx level movie out of
Yeah.
the Beyonce
I mean,
situation because
I'm saying we're not gonna get that because that's just not what you do.
it's not what you do.
You know what I'm saying? And so young folks, and you know, because I don't want to hold up people, but that's a good spot to end on, right? Colt, bring it all together. You gotta be original. You gotta be yourself, man.
No.
As much as it looks like yourself might not be what's gonna make it, you might not be what's gonna make it where you think you're supposed to make it. But I promise you, if you continue doing you, there's a lane for you.
Yeah.
I'm finding that out right now in my later life. Like if I could take this over, a lot of people tell y'all, they'll be like, just because it's the political correct thing to say, they'll say, man, if I can go back to 16, no, I wouldn't, man. I don't regret nothing in life. It ain't nothing I wouldn't live over.
It's a lie.
I ain't gonna do because I love my children and I do love my kids. But I'm telling you, with what I know now, you gotta understand. I said with what I know now, they were coming anyway. Whether it be by this way or that way, that my kids were gonna come anyway because what? They're here now. So life was gonna play its way out some way. They were coming, so it's nothing wrong for me to say, hey, you know what? Nah, bruh, if I can go back to 16 years old with knowing what I know about money, yeah, I would have saved 10% every check. I'd have never, yeah, probably would have.
Guaranteed.
Guaranteed. But what I know now, because
I
I know
coulda
I've been
went back.
working since 14. I'm 34. That's 20 years, right? Imagine if I saved 10% from every check and every check from every job, whether it was the day labor jobs, whether it was the part-time jobs, whether it was the temp service jobs, whether it was the career-driven jobs, whatever job I had. Imagine if I saved 10% from every check I got when I was 14. And I consistently did that to this day. Imagine how much money I would have, Brian, and I'm putting it into an IRA or 401 or something. Imagine if I could take this information now that I know back to when I was 16.
And put yourself in that position so that when your kids did come, you put them in an even better position.
Right.
I'll just be like, no, I never agree with the whole term. I wouldn't change anything. I would change a lot.
I would change a lot if I had a chance. But what I know now,
Yeah.
if I could go back with that knowledge, I would change a lot.
I'll change
I
a
would
lot.
change a lot.
Right. And it's because, and I feel like it's because I understand that I would change a lot, that I'm always looking for change in my current situation. I'm
Right.
always looking for the better way. I'm never trying to get to a point where this is just how it is. No.
Right, which means that if you get older and you're looking for change in your situation now, say that change doesn't come, you go 15 years, you will be like, yo, I wish that change would have came when I wanted it then. So you're doing the same damn
You're doing
thing.
the same thing. Exact same thing.
You're doing the same thing.
And
So
that's
what I'm
yeah.
adding on that emphasis for that for is for these young people to let them know, brother, if you got an idea to become a saxophonist and that's what you want to do,
Or
do it. I'm telling you, do it. Do it. Like
and
Like-
the solidify that
Yeah.
if you take on the challenge or take on the task of becoming a saxophonist, and let's just say you get up there and your first time doing a recital, it didn't go so well. That puts you at that fork in the road. You need to be somebody bitter about that time that you went up there to do your first recital and it didn't go well, or you can be the person who said, "Okay, I came here. Why didn't I have the performance that I thought I should have had?" And
Right.
prepare yourself for it. Or come to a point where, hey, maybe saxophone ain't for me. This ain't what I was meant to do. Redirect and find another path. But it's not over. The recital was one stage in a complete game of your life. Don't let one life loss or one opportunity loss lose your entire opportunity to better your life.
That's right, man.
Don't
Right.
it's not over till you stop. Once you stop and give up on it, then that's over.
So, and I wish I could find you because I kick you and tell you to keep going.
Keep going. It was one dude. I think, dang it, I'm gonna have to start writing these books down. But he writes this book and he was talking about love and all that. And he said he was talking to his friend, and his friend was talking about it's just like the love isn't there anymore. And or he was talking about his wife, and the dude was like, "So you saying the love isn't there?" He was like, "Yeah, it's just like it I don't know what's happening or where is it going or what." And the dude said, "Okay, what are you doing to put the love there?" And he said, "Well, it's going away, so I don't feel like." He was like, "See, that's the problem right there.
Hmm.
You too focus on what you losing. Love in that is something that you're supposed to install. You're supposed to keep. You're the flow. So if it's going away, the supply is diminishing. That means you're not replenishing the love. You the problem."
Ooh, Brian, you just helped me out with something because I woke up with some daunting thoughts about a situation I got personally going on in my life. And what you just said right there just smacked me in the face, knowing that from the moment you allow that thought to permeate in your head and not move forward and focus on what's right now, you allow what happened to you at 6:30 this morning to be an issue for you.
Mm-hmm.
I woke up and I don't know, it was something in the air. I'm not gonna talk about it, but it
Okay.
was something that was on my mind. It was some person with me, not with nobody else in the house. I was some person,
Mm-hmm.
and it got me to where I slept an extra hour because I was like I didn't want to face it. But now that you said something, you was like, you know what? That thing destroyed you from the moment you accepted that it's true instead of focusing on what's right now. The fact
Mhm.
that you're getting good sleep, it's time to wake up and enjoy a good day now.
Yeah.
You allowed that to do whatever it did to you.
To get you off your
Got you
game.
sleeping an extra hour when you should have been up making something happen.
Yeah. Making moves.
That first thought, because I got the initial thought at like 6 or 7, like 6:15 to go ahead and get on up. But then I had let something come to me, and it made me stay in the bed till 7:30 or 8 o'clock. Man, that's crazy, Brian.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I'm the one at fault. You're the one at fault.
Right.
You, not nobody else, not nothing else, because it all started with whether or not you were going to accept it. You were going to accept it. You were you were
Mhm.
going to accept it. Whether or not you were going to accept it.
Mm-hmm.
I accepted it. And I dwelled on it. And I ended up losing a few hours. I know better now. It won't have
No.
that happen tomorrow morning.
No. Just okay. Accept what there was, but don't let it stop you. That one instant isn't life. That's one thing. It takes a lot to break a system down. That's why I always got that saying, the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah.
It's not just that one piece of straw. It didn't do it was straw on top of straw on top of straw on top of straw. And then this one piece may seem like it was the piece that was unbearable. But in reality, that system was already going down. Because it was already overloaded. This is the piece that just made it quit. And it's not even that this is the piece that made it quit. This is the piece that made it where, listen, you need to change what you're doing. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, it didn't break his back. It broke his way.
It broke his spirit. It stopped him. He was like, because the whole time he'd been carrying, just think, you got to look at it as if somebody, it's like when you're maxing out in bench, like you're doing just weight room, you're maxing out. Okay, if somebody did it by 5-pound weights, I mean, if they had a bar long enough to do it, but they just stacked 5 pounds on it. You get up to 225 and 5-pound things, you push it up, you go about your day. Then it's like, oh, it's not over. They add another 5 and another 5. So now you're like, boom. It's like, in your mind, you feel like, man, it was that extra 5 pounds that broke me down. No, you didn't break down because of 5 pounds. You broke down because of 305 pounds. Like, that was the max. The max was the 305. The max was not the 5 pounds. That's just what you saw. There's underlying things underneath that. It's a patchwork that led to that point. You can always just take that 5 pounds off, lift 5 pounds lower for a week or two, and I guarantee you next month when you come back to lift 305, you'll most likely get the ball. Analyze, find the problem, and redirect. I need to put my energy towards bettering myself so that when I do at some point get back to where I'm finna lift 305 or whatever the situation is, when I get back to the fact where I need to love my wife more, I get back to the fact where I need to be better in my job, or I get back to the fact where I want to follow my passions, whatever it may be. Once I get to that point, I don't want to get a catastrophic failure and then misinterpret what the failure was. The failure not 5 pounds is 305 pounds. I'm good all the way up to 295, bro.
Ooh.
So,
man, I can handle that pressure up to a while, man. You know what I'm saying? And while I'm under the pressure I can handle, I need to be making it happen.
Yeah, making it happen.
350 won't stack up on me. If it do stack up on me, I
I'm
can push
prepared.
it off me like the 95 it was.
Yeah. I'm prepared now.
God damn. Yo. All in all, man, look, I'm just gonna tell y'all like this. Check this out. It's not over.
It's not.
Until it's over,
Mm-hmm.
and you need to play to your strengths.
Mm-hmm. Know your power-ups.
That's what we saying.
Mm-hmm.
Play to your strengths. I'm playing Legend of Zelda right now, and a lot of people telling me, man, you going hard on the harder. You standing up against the harder enemies first before you even fighting the easier enemies. Well, that's just because my mind frame coming from other games was go hard.
Go hard. That's the thing. They don't understand. You prepared for that. You built for that.
I'm built for that shit.
They can't go do that because they ain't built for that. They used to fighting smaller enemies and building their way up. You used to show me the biggest dog on the yard.
Yes.
I'm gonna take him down. and
Yes,
show
I'm gonna
everybody
take it
else
down
that
as much as I can because
yeah,
guess what? If I learn all the intermediate stuff right there in him, imagine when
hey,
I go back down to boss one.
they're not gonna be. It's not gonna be a boss. They'll just be, a millionaire. You put everybody back in their place.
Yes, and that's how I was able to beat Fire Blight Ganon in one run.
Yeah.
Because I had already fought. They said Water Blight and Thunder Blight were the two hardest of the ancient beasts. I fought them first with less than 6 hearts. And the guy was like, damn, I mean, you fighting them with less than 6. I'm like, dude, have you played God of War on Chaos Mode?
This is what I do.
This is child's play.
This is what I do.
This is what I do, man.
That's what I'm trying to tell people. This is what I do. I still remember when me and Bug was playing. I think Gears
yeah,
Gears of War. I think it was 4. You see, Gears of War. Yeah, I think it's 4 because
I don't know. I think I went ham on it too because I still remember coming over to y'all house.
Yeah, we went ham on too.
Different. It seemed like blood literally was shedded for real in the room the way y'all was.
Boy. But so it was this one part on the stage where it's an elevator going up, right? And then they got these drones in the back. And then, of course, they offload the drones into the platform with you. It's only 2 people. It's very little cover. So you always get hit. But I was like, Bug, look, I know what I'm doing. You're just gonna have to run with me on this. He's like, bro, all right, what you trying to do? I said, we waiting on the drones to come to us. I'm gonna go to the drones. And he was like, that's stupid. That's suicide. I was like, bro, this is how I play. Like, respect my play style. So then I jump off the platform and it's a doorway that like the drones walk out on. And so I literally cover right. I'm talking about the doors here. I'm right here. The wall is, and I'm standing right behind the wall. Like if you're trying to scare like a 5-year-old or something. Like, so soon as the drones come out, I just pull out the shotgun.
Yes.
And then I was like, bro, you got to throw some grenades. He was like, but you in the way. I was like, just throw the grenades. I know what to do. So he started throwing the grenades, bro, and I just dive out the way. I just see him, and I put a shotgun. That guy just still unloading on him. And then next thing you know, they tell us to get back on the platform and go on up. I was like,
complete. Save point, checkpoint save, right?
No, that's it. We won. That's how you do it.
Checkpoint save.
It's like it didn't seem feasible if you looking at it, and I was like, I understand what you saying, bro. Looking at it from somebody who don't do this on almost every game he plays,
yes.
This seems stupid.
It looks stupid to you. And I be telling my girl at the time, she comes and it peeves me because she never played a video game. Never. But then she come trying to give me direction because I'm going in headstrong.
Yeah.
Well, maybe something like, nah, G, this is not how that happens.
It's not
what they
works.
saying is you gotta be hamstering.
Yeah.
You gotta go ham.
That's
and
what they say.
Go in and I go ham and she be like, and then she'll walk away because she don't want to admit I was right.
I'm like, look, let that be. Respect the fact that I've studied this. I've done this so many times.
This shit since the longest. We know.
I know my physical power, bro.
Bug said this is suicide.
This is stupid.
No, this is not.
This is not.
This isn't Rambo.
Hey, it worked. That's what I'm saying. It's not reasonable, but it will work.
Dog, that's stupid, man. That's stupid. That's dog. That's real though, dog. That's real. That is exactly what I'm talking about, man. You cannot give up until it is over.
It's over.
And you use your tools to your strength, man. Cause I'm telling you, it's so many ways you can get to the promised land. It's not one route.
Not one route. No.
It's all You can blow your way through that motherfucker.
If you choose, that's what you want to do.
Get in.
No.
Man, look, man, that was a good little episode, man. That was dope. We're gonna get back to the next episode with y'all, man. We're gonna do another episode and post it up for y'all. But this is this episode right now. Y'all can catch this episode on YouTube at Life's a Game. On YouTube.com, /Life's a Game.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna get ready to close it here, man. I guess my closing thoughts would be my closing thoughts were what they just were. What are your closing thoughts?
Oh, my closing thoughts. When it comes to you, you know you best, bro. Period. So you know your power-ups, you know what in-game power-ups. Hey, you gonna do what you need to do to make it happen. Never stop. That's the key. If you got something that you want to have or something that you really chasing and trying to pursue, nobody knows you better than you. So unless they're giving you advice that's constructive to try to push you forward, everything else it should really be silence. But everybody got their opinions and they want to give them to you. If it ain't helping you reach your goal, cancel that. Take what you need from whatever you're getting and be you and do what you know how to do best, which is win the way that you win. That's it.
That's real shit, man. Y'all look up for these clip edits. Y'all look up for this video here. Gonna be posting on Life is a Game on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Man, check out for like the homies say on Wiggleworks. You can follow me on Wiggleworks at on Facebook at Wiggleworks and on YouTube at Wiggleworks. And you got any plugs you want to put in?
Oh, of course, I'm gonna throw the same one from last time. Something for the people. Hop on there. You can find myself. You can find Mr. Wiggles himself on there. You could various other people as well. And also, I still need y'all to get out there. He already said Wiggleworks, but I need you to get on the Wiggleworks because I really do need him
this episode
to play at his max potential. I understand that he needs to go straight to Gannon. He don't believe it yet, but I know that's what he needs to do because that's how he plays. He's got to go hard. So I need y'all to get over there, subscribe, follow that channel, get to 100 so we can get him in the room with Gannon, Calamity Gannon, making sure that, you know.
Now we in a clusterfuck of desire because I want 100 followers because I want to get the channel official. But now I don't want 100 because I want to enjoy the game and y'all trying to push me to Gannon.
You can enjoy the game after you beat Calamity
once you
Gannon.
beat the major enemy, it's like nothing else matters to me. It's like, who else gonna stand in my way after I beat him? What else is gonna stand in my way after I beat him? Now I'm not gonna want to do the side quest. Now I'm not
this how I view it. Once you get past the major pressure, you can enjoy the pleasure. You know what I'm saying? Right now, you're going through the entire game with the end in mind. You know what I'm saying? It's like
that's right.
It's a looming figure over your gameplay. So instead, like the last time you had to go and talk to this lady and figure out what she liked, the little girl at the end, you was going to listen to her, not because you was trying to say, oh, what is this about? It was more so she's an obstacle in the way of me getting to the overall goal, Calamity Gannon. So I'm saying if you get rid of Calamity Gannon, then you could be a kid running through the field, cutting the grass, and finding 100 crickets. That's just what I'm just cutting the grass because ain't nothing else to do. I'm enjoying myself.
But I'm not building up to take the king out or take Calamity Gannon out in one fell strike. Like right now, I'm building myself up so powerful that when I step up to him, I'm going to be the boister of my mighty might. You know what I'm saying? Versus now, you want me to go as a noodle, a wet noodle, in fact, with a twig. And it's just not going to...
Listen, but what I'm telling you is I'm confident that you can fashion that wet noodle and a twig in such a way that it's a whip. And you just... and take down Calamity Gannon. You just gotta work hard. I'm telling you, this how it works. You do your thing. That's it. Just do what you gotta do.
This has just begun too much. Use a note to be the whip.
That's it. Don't working.
Man, look, man, this is life's a game, man, because life is a game. It's your boy Bill Wiggler, aka Z Melon Ninja Mutant. They call me Wiggly in these game spaces. Y'all can refer to me as Mike like my mom do. Please hit like, share, and follow. Bezo.
This is B Hunt, aka the Silent Prophet. Like he said, like, share, follow. Cool. Yeah, I'm done. That's it.